What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Josh Helm here. Today I'm in Joshua, Texas. It's really cool because the guys just are finishing up with the sheeting on this single slope barndominium that we're building here. Here's the deal. We're actually doing a turnkey build for this project, but where we're at right now, today in time, this is what it would look like to build a shell only. So I'm going to be doing a walkthrough tour on this, giving you the layout as well as a few dimensions so you can get an idea of how big this is. But I'm also going to be talking about some window flashings and some of the efforts that we're taking there, some new ways that we're trying to do it just to help improve our processes. So I hope you enjoy this video. Let's get it going. All right, well, before we go inside, I want to show you guys out here. This is a beautiful 18-foot eave heights on the front side. Like I said, it's single slope, so you got all your roof, one solid panel, 39-foot panel going from the front to the back. So it's a little shy of 40 foot this way. Here we're going to have another porch, and it's going to have some cedar on it, but we're actually going to do that a little bit later in the project because we weren't going to have the painter here and stuff like that, and I don't want to be putting new cedar up and it's sitting here while we're doing the rest of the construction. But I really love the way that you can just really put a lot of glass on the front side of these single slopes. And this is it just looks beautiful. I mean, I just love this feel. Now, we've got a porch on the front. There is not a porch on the back. So we're gonna go inside here and give you some of the layout, and then we'll get over there to the shop here in just a minute. All right, well, this is our entry into the living and just common space area. You got your kitchen here on this side, just big open wall here over there, fireplace that way. There is another door that goes out to that other porch, and overall we got about 400 to 500 square foot porches counting this one and the front. But you can see with these 18-foot eave height over here and 12 across the back. So this is what it looks like here on the interior. As you can imagine, a lot of open space. Like what if you're out on a large ranch or something, you want to hang a lot of mounts, things like that on the wall, you've got a lot of space for that. But as you guys know, it's all about the windows, all about the glass. And this is one of the things that you can get away with when you do the single slopes. You can have a lot of high walls on the front. And because your living area is on the front side, it makes it easy to do that and have high ceilings where you want them. Because on the back here, we don't have as high of ceilings. Now, when I say that, you do have 10-foot ceilings throughout, so we'll be showing you that here in a minute. As far as the rest of this layout in here, we do have I think this is going to be like a coat closet or something of that nature. It will kind of help break up the kitchen from the entryway. But there is going to be cabinets with a sink that looks out over these windows. Pretty cool layout, I think. I think this is a growing trend where people don't want to put just a bunch of cabinets everywhere on the wall. They like to bring in that natural light. And I know we're probably going to have plenty of cabinets here. There's going to be an island that goes here where you got your electrical, but no plumbing or water. All of that's going here on this wall. This is your walk-in pantry. Pretty sweet. Overall, we've got a 1,600 square foot of living space here. So this is what 1,600 square foot looks like. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. This is an entryway that leads out to the shop, and we have a full walk-in laundry room here. Now, as you go through this corridor, you can see there's a full bath right here. This is the bedroom, and this is not the main bedroom, this is just one of them. You can see with our construction we have 2x6 studded walls here. Now we like to use these finger joint studs because it means usually that they're going to be straighter. And we have 10-foot ceilings in these rooms. So like I said, it works well on this particular layout because you got your roof coming down lower. You don't need a lot of extra space up there unless you're trying to do storage, which you got plenty of high ceiling on this side. But talking about some of this, you can see our fastenings of how this gets fastened straight into this steel, and you cannot budge that. Why I like using the 2x6 here is because it does give me a little bit of space there. If I needed to even squeeze a wire through there, I could, but you have a lot of versatility as you go up. Moving on, this is the master bedroom. A lot bigger room here, obviously. 2 windows in this room. We got 10-foot ceilings, 2x8s for the ceiling joists. You have a lot of extra space you could use up there for storage. And this leads over into the master bathroom. Here you'll have a private toilet area. You got your vanities along this wall. Full walk-in shower. Pretty large if I say so myself. And this will all get insulated as well. We do have this cavity that goes farther back behind here. Even though that's a 12-inch beam, we're able to get a little more insulation right up against this bare steel. And that's always a nice feature. Same thing here. We've got all this cavity back in there to be able to insulate. This is your walk-in closet, 10-foot ceilings. You got quite a bit you could do with that. So, pretty good option. I kind of like this little setback. I don't know what they're going to do with it necessarily, but it could be a place for a safe or something of that nature. This is a good little plan, guys. 1,600 square feet, 2 bedroom, 2 bath. One thing I didn't say over here is that, like I said, we do have quite a bit of storage space up and above. I think that's a great thing to have. And you will see this is what you have to do differently here, is you have to notch around those purlins whenever you don't have a beam there. Now, our framers are used to doing this, but it does make for extra work. Let me show you what that looks like when you don't do that. On this side, we've got a 12-inch beam that runs all the way across. And our purlins, this is where we're able to tie directly into the purlin, and we're able to tie our boards directly into the bottom of these beams going all the way across. This gets shot in, giving us a full termination up here directly to, and I want to zoom in here so you guys can see those shots that go right into the bottom of those beams. So none of this is really load bearing. This is just there for support for the wall. So that's what those boards are there for. Our purlins run this way. That's 4-foot spacing, 4 foot, 4 foot, 4 foot. And then we have these sleeper studs, which are 2x4s. The reason why we like to use 2x4s here is because it gives us 1.5 inch spacing between the 2x4 and the purlin, because we're going to hit all this with closed cell. So that's something to keep in mind. Because of the size of the beam, we are going to have this beam stick out a little bit. It'll be something that can be decorated and make it look nice and part of the build. Sometimes our clients like to add additional beams, faux beams, to kind of give it that look. So let's check out the shop. Okay, coming into the shop. As you can see, nice size, like 1,300 or 1,400 square foot shop. We got 2 12x12 doors. Like I said, 18-foot eave heights over here. I believe 12 foot on this side. Our water heater will go in here. I believe maybe even the electrical panel is going to go on this wall. And you can see we've got the zip there, which, you know, having more penetrations on that wall makes it a little bit easier. There may be a shop sink going here, it looks like. But this is, like I said, really nice open shop. This is what it's all about. I want to talk to you a little bit about these window flashings, because this is something that for your typical framing, if you notice here, we've got typical red iron framing here instead of all the wood construction down on the bottom. So with all that in mind, your typical metal building flashing doesn't really do you enough to keep your windows from leaking. So let me explain to you guys what we're doing here, because you're seeing the backside of these boards. This has been an adapted process for us all along the way, and it's an evolution of just making sure that we're doing the most that we can in the steps that we can to make sure that our clients don't ever have any problems. So we've got our base angle, that's the red right here that aligns and goes around like our main framing for our purlins. This all gets welded on by our welding crew, and we've kind of incorporated this into our system a long time ago. But now we're starting to add an additional, we ended up setting this back a little bit instead of it being flush with the purlin. Primarily, as you can see, we had to cut this back. We did that to make a space for the zip system to where we can put that all the way around the windows. So this is a neat way to kind of incorporate this into the overall flashing of the windows. I just told Brandon, I said, like, let's just do this to where we don't ever have to worry about it. Like, let's just wrap it with zip, and that covers all the way down, and so that if there was any water that came in, it could go down and out. So that's kind of what we've adapted to for our window flashing. We set these back mainly so we could attach, you know, you can see the fastening here. We could attach this zip straight into these base flanges. Also, it gives us a great thing to be able to screw to if we need to. When it comes to the foundation, all of our foundations are engineered. So we spend a lot of money in our foundation pours because we've got grade beams all throughout this that can go anywhere from 24 inches deep to 36 inches deep, 12 inches wide, and of course all the way around the perimeters. Now that kind of foundation goes in through the whole house. So it's pretty extensive when it comes to concrete. The reason why we do this in Texas is because we do have a lot of expansive clay soils, and it's something of concern whenever you're pouring foundation here. So I guess the adage is bigger is better, so that's what that's all about. Now when it comes to this side porch, it's a little bit dirty right now, but I'll show you guys what's to be expected from that. This is going to be attached. Cedar is going to come off of here. It's going to be covered kind of like it was going to be a cedar pergola, but the client actually decided they want to cover this with metal. So you can see we've already got our kicker flashing up there. It's ready to build, but I told them, like, let's wait to build that until we can get all that covered at a later time, because when the painter's coming, and make sure we can get all that done at one time. So here's the beautiful burnished slate all across the back. Now there is not a back porch here, but this could be easily added if you wanted to put a back porch. But most of their drainage goes back this way. So right now it's a big mess because we had a lot of rain. But as you could imagine, you could definitely add a back porch, additional cover, and add to this to whatever length or degree that you wanted to go. Our septic system is going to come off the back, mechanicals and all that stuff's coming off the back. You can kind of see on the back side all of these spots. That's the post tension. So those are our post tension system, and this, the cool thing about that is at any given time, if there was a problem, they could access those and be able to retighten or something like that if something came loose, or even maybe replace a cable. So that is possible. Pretty neat to be able to do that after the fact. But the idea behind post tension is all of it is compressed, holding the whole foundation all together. So you have cables that run this way, you have cables that run this way. You can even see some of the nailer boards here. This is where the nails are still there, where they nailed it into the form, and that's where the flange sits inside that concrete, where it pulls all the way back across. Now this is our sheet ledge. Obviously, when you're building a barndominium, you don't want to have screw lines going up and down and all over the place. So our guys are great about making sure all those match up, even on the wood walls, because if you don't hit them, you're going to have extra holes, and you don't want to be over driving fasteners along the way. Here I feel like we got a little bit bigger ledge, but This is typical, like an 1.5 inch ledge, to where this this panel can come down and set directly close to that bottom of that wall. This gives you a tight seal. Also, that flange or that sheet ledge sits 1.5 inches lower than the main foundation. I'll see if I can show you what I mean by that. So here is your sheet ledge. As you can see, the panels come down a little bit lower than the inside. So that's the way that we fasten that. You can see this is where the upper foundation is. This is where it comes down to, where it comes down past. So by the time we spray foam all in here, even though you can see the guy's got this really tight with the closure strips, and we're using anchors to hold all these down. But by the time we're done, this will be sealed really, really tight. All right, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this shell-only tour for the Joshua single slope barndominium. There's a lot more to come on this channel. There's a lot more to come for this build. We're not stopping here. We're about to turn this shell-only into a turnkey. So I hope you guys will follow along for more updates as we continue along on this project. It's going to be one, I think, really nice barndominium. So we appreciate all you guys have done for following along. I'm Josh Helm, wishing you all the best. Thanks for watching. Texas Best.